Hello, 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 and welcome to Courageously Kind. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Liz. We're twin sisters and best friends.
Together, we share stories of especially kind humans doing especially kind things, in hopes that these conversations motivate and inspire you to be kinder to yourself and others. When we're not speaking with an incredible guest, we'll speak directly from our hearts about what it means to us to be courageously kind. So the inspiration for this episode came from many different places, actually. We always sort of have a few ideas in mind of things that we want to talk about, but, we sort of leave it up to the week of to decide what for sure we're going to talk about. Just so we stay sort of relevant and current and, up with current events and things like that. So there were a couple ideas we were throwing around, but this one sort of just kept coming back to me. Like everything... There were so many things that I saw that, sort of sparked me to want to really talk about this week. So, our whole topic this week is called Let the Light In. Mm-hmm. Ooh. It sounds a little cornball-y. But, I just kept seeing signs everywhere to talk about this. So, I guess we'll start literally where I got inspired to bring this idea was, we're in New York right now. So we are in, the northeastern United States, and it's winter.
It's cold. You might hear the wind in the background of this.
I think today is like the coldest day of the year so far.
I don't doubt it.
I woke up, it was like 1 degree. It's cold. It's cold and it's gray. And there's snow on the ground, but the trees are all bare. It's not like the pretty, fresh, sparkling snow. It's the gross,
gray and dirty,
sludgy,
and muddy.
It's gross. But there are moments during the day, particularly this week, there would be moments like in the afternoon where the sun would come out for like a half hour or an hour. And every time that would happen, I would, run to get outside and to, get into it. My family would be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, the sun! The sun is out. I have to get outside. And that was really eye-opening in a lot of different ways. It just really made me appreciate the sunshine because it feels like it's been forever since we've seen it.
Yeah. And your actions can be a metaphor for either be like a spiritual light, but they could be a metaphor for, something deeper.
So many parallels between, our physical world around us and our emotional and our spiritual world as well. They really are so in sync sometimes. And then we were watching the inauguration, and there was a poem that was read by an incredible poet. Her name's Amanda Gorman, and she's a poet and an activist, and she read this poem, and it's called The Hill We Climb, and it's amazing, and you should definitely go listen to it. But there was a line toward the end, it might actually be the last line, that said, "For there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it." And I heard that and I was like, boom, courageously kind, we have to talk about this. It was so inspiring to me.
So let's break that down a little bit. There's always a light. Yeah.
For there is always light.
There's always light. I think about, we were just talking about the last time we were on a plane, which feels like decades ago.
I think it was a year or two ago, but it does feel like so long.
And we left New York and it was gray and cloudy and I think it was raining or something. And then we got way up above the clouds and there was blue sky. It was sunny. It was like that really cheesy music of when they enter paradise, you know what I mean?
We just came out of the clouds and into the light.
Yeah.
And how, even on the gray, cloudy days where it's all overcast, the sun is still up there.
It's still there. That blue sky doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You just can't see it.
Even in the night when it's overcast, there's no moon, there's no stars, they're still there. The sun is still there, just feels far away. But it's coming back.
And it isn't going anywhere, it hasn't gone anywhere.
And the same can be said about, a figurative light. Goodness, kindness, love. It can be really easy to feel caught up in the darkness and the chaos, and it's been really hard this year. It feels like the whole world is suffering, and it can get really easy to get caught up in that. But just reminding ourselves that there's still goodness out there, there's still good people out there, the light is still here. And that takes us to the next part of the poem, which is, if we're only brave enough to see it.
I think it takes a lot of courage and a lot of bravery to acknowledge that the light is still there. I saw, a quote one time that was like, positivity is not being naive. It's the courage to stay positive. And I think we talked about this with like hope.
Yeah.
It's not naive to have hope. It's really brave.
Right.
So, it's really brave to, keep reminding yourself that light is still there.
Yeah. To hang on to that hope and that goodness. That I still believe with all of the, I think it's an Anne Frank quote. Something that says, I still believe that good people are out there.
Yeah.
After people were so horrible to her, I still believe that people are good.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes so much courage and so much bravery. And taking us to the next line of that poem, the last line, is if only we're brave enough to be it.
Mm.
And that line, I was like, courageously kind, like it just totally ties into everything that we stand for.
Yeah.
Because being a light in someone's life, showing kindness, being a source of love and goodness and light takes courage. It's hard to do.
Yeah.
I think for fear of rejection, we don't want to get rejected.
Mm-hmm.
But you have no idea how just an ounce of goodness and kindness and love, just the difference that can make in someone's life.
Yeah.
Even if it just makes their day, even if it just makes their hour, or it just makes them smile or giggle for that moment, you brought light into someone's life.
Yeah.
That is so meaningful. So impactful.
Absolutely.
So, this week, friends, we challenge you to look for the light.
Let it in.
Allow it to happen. Sometimes we don't allow people to be kind to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that has to do with, deep-rooted insecurity, and, sometimes we don't accept compliments well, and you gotta let that crap go.
Yeah.
You gotta let the light in.
Yeah.
'Cause it's here. It's always here. And it's always there waiting for you to embrace it with open arms. So we love you, and choose the light this week. And every week.
We'd like to give a huge thank you to Anna Waltz Landscape Contracting for their support of Courageously Kind.
Anna Waltz is a family-owned landscape contracting company in Berks County that has served Pennsylvania for over 35 years.
If you're ready to get your landscaping project started, visit annawaltzlandscape.com or call 610-916-7070.
Anna Waltz Landscape Contracting, beautifying Pennsylvania 1 yard at a time.
Thank you so much for listening. If you like this episode, feel free to share it with your friends, your family, or anyone you think might like it too.
And if you want to support the show, leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It really does help. Or check out our merch store at courageouslykind.org. Take good care, and we'll see you back here real soon.